Right, what's up, everybody? We've had some gremlins in the system, so Tuesday night stream is now going to go up as this, which is a pre-recorded segment. I'm going to go through all my notes for you guys. I do apologise that tonight the live stream, we had 3 attempts at it and it kept crashing. I don't know if it's at my end, I don't know if it's a problem with YouTube, but either way, I've decided I'm going to record the segment for you guys. I'm going to put it up there. I'm going to go through the Liverpool news. I'm going to do my best to keep you guys informed about what's going on. So look, let's start with a little bit of good news. And the good news is that it looks like Divock Origi is going to sign a new deal with Liverpool Football Club. Now this story started to break with Melissa Reddy and ESPN. And the piece goes on to say that Liverpool and Divock Origi have come to an agreement on a deal, and that Divock Origi has been impressed by Jurgen Klopp's vision for what he wants him to do, and that he's a very good working relationship with Michael Edwards. I know some people believe that Divock Origi isn't the answer. He isn't the holy grail. I get where you're coming from, but none of us can deny the impact that he had for this club last season. With the front three that we have with Ree and Brewster, we needed Origi to commit to a new contract, and I still think personally we need to go and add another body. It doesn't look like we're going to go and add that other body, and that's where some of the problems lie, and I'm going to move on to that one. So our friends over at the Copeye have posted that according to the Echo, they believe that Michael Edwards won't be doing any more business before this transfer window shuts. Now, that's not the news I wanted to hear. That's not the news you guys wanted to hear. But it doesn't mean it's the correct news. All that means is that, according to the Echo, as things stand, it doesn't look like any more business will be done. Now, we've heard this before. The Echo have been wrong before. Other news outlets have been wrong before. There's nothing to say that Michael Edwards and Jurgen Klopp aren't working on a little something in the background, and that an attacking player, a wide forward, maybe even a backup fullback will be added at a later date. I would have ideally liked to have seen business done before the team head off on the pre-season tour of the United States. I want to know in the comment section below what you guys feel about this. Do you think that we will go and add that player? I know Nicolas Pepe is still at the African Cup of Nations. I know again there's been mixed reviews on this. So the British-based journalist Melissa Reddy, and I hate to keep going back to Melissa Reddy, but the reason I am in this instance is that she said that Michael Edwards had phoned Lille to say that Liverpool have no interest in Nicolas Pepe. Then you move on to, is it RMC Sport in France? I think it's Mr. Boufassi's the gentleman's name, the journalist that worked with them. He said that Liverpool definitely have interest, and Sega, the guy who you guys might remember was involved in breaking the Naby Keita to Liverpool deal, or at least announcing that it was going to happen. He said that there's interest as well from Pepe in coming to a Premier League club. I don't know what to believe on this. I really don't. I've been very honest in my views that I haven't watched much of Nicolas Pepe, nor had I watched much of Bruno Fernandes. Now, Bruno Fernandes looks like he's most probably going to head to Manchester United. Again, take from that what you will. I would rather we sign a wide player than a playmaker, and that kind of goes against my own belief because I love the idea of us going out and getting Nabil Fekir, because he can play in the 10 but he can also play in one of the wide forward positions as well. Then you look at perhaps Ziyech, and my mind's going back to that David Maddock tweet where he said Liverpool won't be signing anybody around the 60-70 million euro mark or £1 million mark. Perhaps a wide attacking pacey forward somewhere around 20 million could be looked at. And that kind of only leaves you with the Fekirs, the Ziyech's, maybe a couple of other people who I'm forgetting about, but it's going to be interesting to wait and see what does happen for the rest of this window. I'm disappointed, ladies and gents. I'm not going to lie. If we don't add another attacking player in, I'm going to be disappointed because we're an injury or two away from having potentially a big headache up front. Now, I fully believe in Ryan Brewster. I've been saying this on the stream for weeks. You will struggle to find a bigger Ryan Brewster supporter than me at this moment in time. I think this kid is, as we've said before, a generational talent. Somebody that could come in and be a superstar for many, many years to come. So I understand the thought process behind not blocking the pathway through for the kid. But I also don't want him to feel like he has to come into an environment, hit the ground running, and if he doesn't start bagging 20 goals in his first season because of an injury to another front three player, he's going to be under pressure. That's not the way ideally you like to see young guys brought through. Usually what happens, from my limited understanding of these situations, is you introduce a young player like that, you give him a run in the first team, you put him back out for a little while, a bit of a debrief, allow him to rest, because it's important you don't burn these kids out as well, because the step up from playing under 23s football, reserve team football, whatever it is, to playing in the Champions League, playing at the top level of the Premier League with Liverpool Football Club, it's massive, and I've got no doubts whatsoever that Ryan Brewster will make that step up. I guess my point here is that I don't want to have too much pressure on him to do that in his first year, his full first season with the team. So let's just wait and see what happens there. Divock Origi, I think personally he's fully earned that new deal. I've no idea of figures. I've no idea at this moment in time of length of contract. Maybe you guys have seen something somewhere about that and you can let me know in the comment section below. It also looks like Origi, Ryan Kent and Harry Wilson will all be given the opportunity to impress Jurgen Klopp on the club's pre-season tour of America, and that's according to the Telegraph. Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, they won't be joining the pre-season tour of America, obviously because Bobby went and won the African Cup of Nations with Alisson Becker, and then Sadio Mane is still taking part in the African Cup of Nations. Did I say the African Cup of Nations? Sorry, I meant the Copa America with Brazil, obviously Alisson and Bobby, and then Sadio Mane still taking part in the AFCON with Senegal. Mohamed Salah, it looks like, might make the latter stages of that pre-season tour of America. We're going to have to wait and see what happens from there, but I like to try and look at things in a positive aspect whenever I can, and Ryan Brewster, Ryan Kent, Harry Wilson, Ben Woodburn, Nat Phillips, Curtis Jones, Kiana Hoover, Sepp Vandenberg, there are going to be opportunities for all of these guys now to step up, and I'm sure I'm missing a few players as well. Glatzel, Bobby Duncan, to step up and show Jurgen Klopp what they're capable of, and to just remind the gaffer that they're there, they're not too far away, and that may determine where some of their future lies. And by lie, I mean for this season. Will some of them go out on loan? Possibly. Let's not forget that the under-23s will be taking part in the Checkatrade Trophy this season, which we had refused in previous years, but the club decided this year to enter in there, and that's competitive football against League 1, League 2 sides. So yeah, more competitive perhaps than the under-23. So again, it'll be interesting to see what happens on the pre-season tour. Some more news suggests that Manchester City are starting to show interest in Junior Firpo, who of course we had seen linked to Liverpool Football Club. That comes in via Sport Witness. Spanish giants Real Madrid and Barcelona are also rumoured to be interested in the 22-year-old Real Betis. I hesitate to say left back, so I'm going to go wing back on this one. The Echo, as always, seem to be bad news bears lately, and I don't like to moan about anybody, but I've seen very little positives come out, and look, they might be just being realistic. This could very well be what they're being briefed, but the Echo have said once again that Liverpool apparently are showing no interest or have no interest in Junior Firpo. Moving on now to Dexy Lovren, who we know has been linked to AC Milan and has been steadily linked to AC Milan. The Echo again came out the other day and said that Liverpool have no intention of selling, that Jurgen Klopp wants to keep him here. Well, the news keeps coming out of Milan that his agents are in talks with Milan's representatives about wages and stuff like that. The fee that Liverpool are believed to have want, even though we don't want, so where do you go with this, is around the €25 million mark, which I think is probably fair. But I understand people's point as well. If you move on to Dexy Lovren for, 20-25 million, do you bank on Sepp Vandenberg coming through, or do you go out and replace him? And if you do go out and replace him, are you looking at an Alderweireld maybe for 25 million? I can't see us going out and doing what some people probably want, which is the likes of a Koulibaly or another top level centre half. Not when we have Kiana Hoover, Sepp Vandenberg to come through as well. So I kind of understand where people's thought processes are, and like, what's the point moving Lovren on? If he's happy to stay here, keep him and allow the other guys to develop and get their chance then. I like Dejan Lovren. He looks like a good lad to have around the dressing room. Sometimes these things just come down to the player, and if the player feels like his opportunities might be limited at Liverpool, then he might want to feel like, you know what, I'm getting to the latter part of my career, maybe Italy will suit me. We know Dexy's had a few muscle injuries and stuff like that, so maybe he'll look at the Italian league and think the pace is a little bit slower. Obviously Milan not in any European competition this season, so again, I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that one. Jurgen Klopp has confirmed that Xherdan Shaqiri will be out for a while after tearing his calf on international duty. Speaking to the club's official site. Talk about a slip of the tongue, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking to the club's official site, Jurgen Klopp said that Shaqiri's still injured from the national team. It'll take a while until he's fit again. He had a tear in his calf, so he'll not be involved for a while. Now, as I was saying earlier on the stream, that just didn't work. I'm worried. I'm worried that a while. I know we probably haven't got the full prognosis yet on this one, but whenever I hear vague phrases like that, I get a little bit worried because we heard that around Nathaniel Klein as well, and then his back injury turned into quite a long while out. And I hope Shaqiri, I hope it's nothing too serious. I hope he's back playing and ready as close as possible to the start of the season. But again, I guess we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled and see what the manager comes out with. Alberto Moreno, who of course left Liverpool on a free contract, he signed a 5-year deal with Villarreal. So I suppose best of luck to him and the rest of his career. What else have we had? Oh yes, you've probably seen this on various forms of social media, but Daniel Sturridge has a home over in LA, or at least he was renting somewhere, or he was living in LA for a while. And some absolute scumbags not just broke into the man's home and went through his possessions, they stole his dog, his Pomeranian, his beloved pet. And that you've probably seen Daniel Sturridge's plea for the recovery of his dog, or for his dog to be brought back home. Those of you that have pets like myself, they're not possessions, they're part of your family. So for somebody to break into Sturridge's house like that, you're some sick bastard to go and steal a man's dog. I mean, breaking into someone's home is bad enough, but to rifle through their stuff, to take bags and whatever else they took, and then to take the man's dog, I honestly hope for Daniel Sturridge that his dog is returned safely, because as I said, any of us that have pets know that they're members of the family, that you think of them as one of your own. Right, what else have we got before we finish up tonight? We spoke about the Marco Asensio stuff. We spoke about Origi's new contract. Do you know what? I don't think there really is much else, ladies and gentlemen. We spoke about Daisy Lovren. We spoke about Shaqiri. As I said, I do apologise that we had a bit of an issue. There is one more thing I want to show you. We are giving away, we're running a competition. So a while back, I bought a couple of prints from a really good Liverpool artist called Mark Jenkins. Now, Mark Jenkins was a series of Liverpool portraits and stuff, and we've got this one here, which you can see, which is a signed print of Mohamed Salah with the golden boot. So if you want to be in with a chance to win this, there are two ways you can do it. You can just subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I'm hoping most of you already have, or you can go over to Twitter, and we've a pinned tweet over there. Our Twitter account is simply just @AnfieldAgenda, so you can go over there, you can retweet that, you can follow us on there, and that'll give you a second opportunity to go in and win this. We're going to give away this print, which is an A3 signed print. It's on really, really good heavy quality paper as well. We're giving that away on July the 21st, the day before I head off on holiday. So again, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you think I've missed out on anything, or you have anything you want to have a chat about, please do put it in the comment section below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. You guys know that normally all our streams are live and interactive, but we had gremlins in the system tonight. But I did want to just come on and do a real quick recording, even with a couple of fuck ups that I made in the recording, just so I can get the news out there for people who are wondering what the hell is going on. So look, as always, ladies and gentlemen, I hope life's treating you well. I hope the sun's shining, the birds are singing, and all is good in your lives. I'll end as I always do. Take care of your family, tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds. We'll be back tomorrow. Take care.